You're welcome to the Cannifest 24, and it's warming up. Well, actually, it isn't warming up, but the event is, and you can hear the music in the background. And I'm real pleased to be doing the first interview that KMUD's going to do across the day of several interviews. And this one is jam packed. In fact, you may not hear my voice again. Uh, we we're winging it as best we can, so we'll be swapping microphones around with the interviewees, and I'm real pleased to have five lovely ladies here, and I'm going to pass the mic to Natalynne so she can introduce herself, though I'm sure you know her.
This is Natalynne DeLapp, Executive Director of Humboldt County Growers Alliance.
This is Yvonne Hendricks, Executive Director for the Southern Humboldt Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center.
Hi, this is Hannah White with Emerald Queen Farms in Willow Creek, California.
Hi, this is Shannon Hughes. I live in Willow Creek, California. I have a cannabis farm, and I'm also the president of our Willow Creek Chamber of Commerce.
My name is Casandra Taliaferro, and I am the owner-operator of Skyline Farms, Spruce Grove Farms, the Wilma Ranch, and we are co-partners in the Green Ox Distro in Eureka. And the Humboldt Homegrown's our brand. That's for Humboldt.
Well, I tell you, we're packing here, and I wish we had phones so you could all call in, but we'll just have to get past that. One of the things that we promised ourselves we wouldn't talk about is all the trouble that our farmers seem to be in and how hard they're fighting. Okay, but the deal is they are fighting, and I believe that we're looking at success, in part because we have these five ladies here sitting around me, all of them dedicated to making our county a better place and doing what they can to see that happen. And the two businesses, Hannah's and Cassandra's, I want to point out, they are still standing, guys. Okay, and this means, and it should mean a lot to you. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Natalynne.
Yeah, we all understand that there's been a lot of trials and tribulations over the last 8 years since legalization. And interestingly enough, as we were just waiting for the mics to go live, we were talking about how actually none of us actually voted yes on Prop 64. But that is the law of the land. And, we are all making do the best that we can. And we have to keep persevering and fighting. And you never doubt the power of a few persistent people. So maybe, Casandra, if you have a few words of, what it's been like.
Well, I think, in these challenging times, I'm always having to remind myself of what is our why? And, our why is truly to preserve our culture in Southern Humboldt. And for me, growing up, cannabis, weed, pot, we never called it cannabis, was a big part of that culture. And, the freedom, the community, living off the land, taking care of ourselves and our neighbors. That's what it's all about. And that's why we're still here. If it was just about the money and making a profit in your business, you're not in business anymore. So yeah, and that's really the ultimate goal of the Green Ox. Is it was started by 9 small farmers in Southern Humboldt, and we offer the services that help small farms succeed. So processing, distribution, co-packing. And so that vertical integration, now we just have to sell direct to consumer. And that's, I want to see it through to that point when I can mail somebody in Florida or New York product, that is a much safer way to participate in this entire industry than what we're going through right now on every level. But I'll let somebody else speak to maybe what your why is.
You are 100% correct. I couldn't agree more. My husband and I were owner-operators of a small cannabis farm out in the Willow Creek area. And I think I've heard a lot of farmers that are still keeping their heads above water say the same thing. You know, those of us that are still here doing this, we're doing it because we love it. We're not doing this because we're making a lot of money, and we love the lifestyle. We love the lifestyle that this provides us. So yeah, I mean, I agree wholeheartedly with everything you said. I think a lot of us are figuring out how to have multiple irons in the fire, have different things going on. We own and operate a little campground, actually, that's on the other side of the highway from our farm, and that's been really fun. It's called Bigfoot Flat, and I think that, again, not making a lot of money doing it, but it feeds our soul. We just love where we live, and we're not planning on going anywhere. Our roots are solidly in the ground here in Humboldt County.
Well, that's why, as an industry, we're going to succeed. I honestly believe that, because there's this secret that I think is in Humboldt, and it's when people come up here and their jaws drop, okay, and when they fall in love with it, and now they're stuck. Okay, this is what Humboldt is all about.
Absolutely. I can speak to that. My husband and I don't live in Humboldt County to grow cannabis. We grow cannabis so that we can live in Humboldt County. And it's been such an incredible gift to work with our community through legalization. It's been a very challenging time, but here, standing with everyone at Cannifest, celebrating our community, celebrating our culture, and meeting people who traveled from Iowa, Sacramento, encouraging them to, sign our AB 1111 request to Gavin Newsom to give small farmers the opportunity to connect directly with consumers at events like Cannifest, where everyone is here to celebrate this incredible plant that does have so much culture and joy to give.
Yeah, we will be discussing this Monday on the Cannabis Show, the AB 1111, and I'll be talking with Natalynne about that. And, well, we could talk about it now, but I'm excited about the possibility, because it seems like it's another crack in the wall that was put around us. God, I so want to be able to sell my stuff at my farm.
I mean, and that's really the goal. But we all have to understand, it's like we've got to tear down this wall one rock and stone at a time. And the allowance for farmers to be their own retailers at events like this, we're not talking food farmers markets, unfortunately. We're talking about licensed cannabis events, but the farmers here would all be able to vend their own products directly without having to work with a retailer. We love our retail partners, but we want to create additional allowances for all of our farmers. And trust me, we all want to be able to put our weed in the mail and ship it around the country, because the market in California maybe doesn't want what we've got, but I know for a fact that there's other people around this country that really want our sun-grown Emerald Triangle weed. And, a couple years ago, we introduced legislation with Congressman Huffman for the SHIP Act, which would allow for that type of direct shipping as part of legalization. But we all know the federal government is kind of gridlocked right now, so the timing on that. But we all know DTC is where we need to be, and we just have to keep working together one step at a time.
Yeah, I think events like Cannabis that we're at right now is really vital, because it gives a large voice, and depending on the media that's here and the media outreach that we get, we can reach all corners of the globe with it, and we can get the message out, and the message to small farmers, and the message to sun-grown. Because really, I've been here in Humboldt County for 43 years. We have been the center of cannabis. We have been the heart and soul of cannabis. So I love being here at Cannabis and being able to have a larger voice out within the world, just to let them know, educate them what the struggles are that's going on within Humboldt County, what's going on with the small farmers, and educate them the difference between full-term sun-grown versus indoor light. So I think these events play a really crucial role in that.
Absolutely. I had the pleasure this morning already to introduce some of our recent 2024 harvest to folks who are here to check out cannabis at Cannifest and getting the question, wow, this is really incredible indoor. I'm like, no, this is actually my native soil, sun-grown organic cannabis produced with love. You know, having the opportunity to share flowers, share the terpenes, and share the stories is really what is going to keep us connected and drive our culture back into the industry. Humboldt County is king, is queen of the flowers, and we are just
And I can't
excited
agree
to
with
be
you
here
more.
to do it
It's
together.
the kind. Okay. I was growing pot back in, 79. And it already, Humboldt pot was legendary. And I said, well, you must be from Chicago, this guy. And he said, oh, no, we can't get it. We just know that it's the best.
Yeah.
And honest to God, we got a brand that tops Coca-Cola. Right? And
People may not know where Redway is, but if you tell them you're from Humboldt County, they know where Humboldt
know.
is.
they know.
And also, I just love to say that we've got representation here today from all over the county. And so I just want to, all of our farmers in this county are so united. All of us in the tourism industry are so united. We want people to come to Humboldt. We want people to enjoy the cannabis that is grown. We want people to enjoy all the beauty and the bounty that we have to offer otherwise. So that's another reason to come on up to Humboldt.
It is. I love working at the Chamber of Commerce because we are also a visitor center. So one of my favorite parts of the day is people coming into there. And I get to talk to people from Israel, from Paris, from Canada, from, Switzerland. And I get to kind of curate them on a little journey throughout Humboldt County. I get to tell them about all the cool things in Willow Creek, or, all corners of it. And, what direction are you going? What are you interested in? I get to tell them about Canna tourism because we are also on the Cannabis Trail. And so we have a placard in our chamber, and I get to talk to them about the Cannabis Trail and send them on a journey.
We also just had a landmark installed in Willow Creek at the Bigfoot Cannabis Company dispensary. So I'm just so excited that we're all connected, and we're connected with even Mendocino County as well. But I think that Humboldt is such a special place, and I get the pleasure of meeting people who come to the Bigfoot Museum as well. So Yvonne, I love hearing about, all the people that are coming from so far away.
Yeah.
And they're coming for so many different reasons to Humboldt County because it's such a special place. And I think that cannabis tourism is something that if we can foster that even more within our county, it will provide farmers another avenue to be able to grow their businesses. So I really think that that would be something that we could garner more public support for moving forward.
Yeah.
And a huge shout out to Steve for putting on this Cannifest, because this is the type of event that we need here to be here in Humboldt County and not elsewhere. I just really happy that these events are happening in Humboldt and not in Oakland or LA or wherever, because this is where those events need to happen.
And I couldn't agree with you more on that, and we need that focus here because people on the show, we talk about education, how people need to be educated, which is a damn shame because you think that it would already be obvious, but it isn't.
It's constant though, Steve, education.
You're right about that. Thank you, Cassandra. One thing, totally irrelevant, but a pressing question. How come we call everything cannabis? Why don't we just call it pot? Wouldn't it be better if we called it pot?
I grow weed.
Yeah, I grow.
Okay, there you go.
I grow
weed,
ganja.
and you grow ganja. See, it's
Yeah,
just
maybe we
sounds
should
so
call
much
hemp.
better than
I can mail
cannabis.
hemp.
It sounds like it's in a medicine jar. I mean, cannabis is medicine, but still. Okay. Okay. That was the pressing question. Thank you very much.